G'day Year 7. This is Mr. Dunn coming to you live from inside the Google Classroom. Some of you have mentioned that you've had a few problems logging into Education Perfect to do the revised assessment task that I've set for you. So I thought I'd just put together a quick video that takes you through the steps you need to do to log into Education Perfect and to get this assessment task done. So stick around for the next few minutes and I'll show you how to do just that.
Okay guys, so here we are inside the classroom. So let's just have a look at exactly what you have to do to be able to complete the task that I've set. So I'm just going to scroll down to the link that I left you guys here in the stream. Okay, so you can see that if you click on that, this is a link to Education Perfect. Alright, so I click on it and you can see what it's done up the top of my screen. I've opened a new tab, so I've moved out of the Google Classroom and it's taking me to Education Perfect. Apologies that my internet's a little bit slow tonight, so we're going to have to wait a little while. Right, here we are. This is the login screen. Now, your username is simply CHHS for Coffs Harbour High School, then your first name, and then your last name. I've got an example student in the classroom called John Student. So John Student's username is just CHHS for Coffs Harbour High School, John Student. So you can see there's no dot there. There's no number after his name. There's no @DET or anything like that. So this is a little bit different to your Department of Education login. Okay, it's just CHHS, first name, last name. For those of you with double-barreled surnames, Williams Hardy springs to mind, you don't have a hyphen after that, so it's just all of your names together with no punctuation of any kind. If you have any problems, get in touch with me through the classroom, we can sort it out. So, CHHS, first name, last name. Your password is just your first name. So for this guy, his name is John, so his password is just JOHN. You can click to remember me and your computer should remember you. We click on login. So that's all it is, yeah? CHHS, first name, last name. No dot, no nothing. I haven't added emails to people's Education Perfect accounts. You don't need to. So I'm going to click on not now. I'm going to try and click on not now. There we go. Okay. Now, the very first time you log in, you won't see any subjects up here. All you'll see is add or remove subjects. So you click on add or remove subjects and you add history. Okay, I don't need to do that because you can see I've got John in lots of classes and I've already got history here. But the first time you do it, you'll click on add or remove subjects and add history when you're in there. Once you've added it, you can see up here from these tabs if you have any tasks or assessments due. You can see that John's got a couple for Chinese, one for geography, one for history, and he's got one overdue in Spanish. Oops, fell off. I'm just going to click on the history tab because it's a little bit simpler. So you can see that we've got two history tasks. We've got the development of agriculture and the extension work. Now this one here, the development of agriculture, that's the task. Okay, so as soon as you click on that, it takes you inside. So I've clicked on it. And again, apologies for my slow connection. So here we've got a summary. All right, you can see I've written this. Hi Year 7, this is an amended version of our second assessment task. All of the work you'll need to complete, all of the work you will need to complete the writing task is contained inside this Education Perfect lesson. So please complete all of it. Your mark will only come from the written question at the end. So treat the other questions in the lesson as like a warm-up, getting you ready for the end. If you've got any questions, post them in the go to the Google Classroom. So it says select an activity below. Well, there's only one. So we're going to click on it. So this brings us to the summary screen. This is an overview of everything you've got to do. We've got the introduction, building the foundation, retrieval and comprehension, glossary, further question. Now, we use a little I, that's information. These are like slides. Slides with information on them. So there's 1, 2, 3, lots of those. We use this like little checklist, that's like a little quiz. So you can see we've got sort of 2 little quizzes. Right? These little quizzes are based on the information here. And the last one where it says further question, pathway to the ancient world, that's the big bit. That's the part where you've got to do some writing. Okay? So obviously you can click on start here or here, doesn't really matter which one, and we'll start the lesson. Now you can click on full screen mode up here if you like. It shows you your progression up here. It's all very cool. You can even see what the points that other people have got in Education Perfect. So over on this side you can see that here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm reading this very super fast. Yes, I'm a very fast reader. Wow, that's fantastic. When I finished it, I click and continue. And you can see I go to the second slide. And it's telling us what we're going to be able to do. Cool pictures and skulls. Yep, fantastic, I've done that. Slide number 3, you can see. Continue again. And now we're looking at slide number 4. So you can see where you've got information slides, that's all they are. There's information, okay? And you can click through them one by one by pressing continue. If I want to jump ahead to another section, I can click over here and it takes me straight there. Okay, and again you can see I've got a few more slides in this one. I've actually got 8. So once you've read through all this information, and you should, you need to read through it, because once you come down here you've got questions. Recall when the first large cities first appeared in Mesopotamia. Was that 6000 BCE, 4000, 1700, 3000? Now if you haven't read the information you can't answer that. Okay, so you need to read through the information, remember it, and then answer all these questions. Now, I'm going to skip ahead to the end just so I can show you what it looks like. So you can see here we have the assessment question. How did the development of agriculture change how people lived? And we've got a bit of an explanation. With the development of agriculture, life for people in places like Sumer or southeastern Turkey changed forever. Write at least 2 paragraphs on how their lives changed by living in a society with agriculture. You should talk about moving away from a nomadic lifestyle, plant and animal domestication, food storage, and changes in rulers and laws. Now there's information on all of those things in the slides. Where do you write your answer? Okay, there's a hint. Look back over the previous slides if you need some ideas. Write at least 2 paragraphs in your response. And where it says type your response here, well, you type your response there. I've clicked in the window to bring up a cursor. Okay, and that's where you write the response. When you're happy with the couple of paragraphs that you've got, you can click down here where it says self-mark answer. Okay, and that's when it'll save it, and I can see what you've done. And that's all you have to do. That's it. That's the whole thing. Okay, so it's not super complicated. You just need to be able to get into the program and then read through the stuff and then write your response. So I hope that this has been useful. Remember, the most important thing, your username to get into Education Perfect here is just CHHS and your first name and your last name. No punctuation, no dots. And then your password, the first time you log in, is just your first name. And then once you're in here, add history and then find this task that you've been assigned. So again, if you've got any questions, please post them in the Google Classroom. We're always happy to answer your questions there. I'm really hoping that this is something that's not too hard for you guys to do, but it's something that will teach you something, and you'll learn about why the development of agriculture was super important. Okay, so good luck with it, and as always, please post questions if you have them. Thanks, guys.